to my channel. I'm the Planning Redhead. In today's video, we're going to be working on my government child tax benefit payment for the month of January. So this is a check here in Canada that if you have kids, you get once a month. They actually recently just increased the amount for the next few months, so I'm very happy about that. Yeah, so how's everyone's January going? I hope everyone's been having a great start to the month. I guess the end of the month. We're already at the end of the month, so it's kind of crazy to think, but yeah. Just some notes. I am a mom of 2 kids, and oh wow, I really didn't like that highlighter on there at all. Oh no, it's looking better. Okay. Yeah, so I'm a mom of 2 kids. My husband takes care of most of our bills, so my paychecks and income all goes to kind of extra stuff. So as you'll see as I'm budgeting out, a lot of the stuff I take care of are the extra things in our household. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So for the income that I made, so for my government check, I got $481.40. I also added in with this child tax payment, I ended up putting in with this paycheck budget a cashback I got from a survey company here that I've been using. So it's from one called Cattle. So if you're looking for a cashback survey app in Canada, check out Cattle. I love it. I'll see if I can get the link in the bottom of my description box so you can look it up, but I've loved it. It gives me surveys each day, and I've been doing it for over a year, and I was able to cash out $31, so I'm very happy with that. So my income altogether for this budget, paycheck budget, I'm calling it a paycheck budget, it's not my paycheck, but it's the same idea, is $512.55. So that's a pretty nice chunk. Usually I only get around $300 for my child tax, so I'm very happy about having a little bit extra this month. I know for sure with all the inflation and the cost of groceries and gas, we could definitely use that. Now I budget in the sense of once I have my income, I like to pay myself first. So I always start off with that. The first thing I do is I save 10% of all my income that I have each month. So 10% of $512.55 would work out to $51.26. And that goes straight into my emergency fund. I have a goal of saving $5,000 in my emergency fund. So this is just a way I automatically kind of make sure I'm saving each time I'm paid. The next way I pay myself is I invest 5% of all of my income as well. So for this paycheck, it'll be $25.63. So how I'm investing this 5% is I'm actually investing it through the Wealth Simple app into stocks and ETFs. That's how I've chosen to invest this 5%, just to kind of get a start. My husband and me, we actually have our finances completely separate. So everything, we both kind of save a little bit here and there, and this is how I've been doing it for the last little bit, and I'm really enjoying seeing the growth of my investments and my savings. And yeah, it's slow and steady, but it's consistent, which I love. So after I subtract my saving, my 10%, and investing my 5% from my total income, I am left with $435.66. So that is what I'm basically left with now to stuff my envelope. So this is how I always start off my budget, is I always pay myself first, and what is left over is what I'm going to use to pay my bills and stuff all of my envelopes. Some people choose to use what's left over, or they may have different priorities. These are just some of the priorities in our life and my life that I like to do, that I've found this works well for me. So after I've done that, next thing I pay for is my fixed expenses. So my bills or anything that I know has to come out of my checking account, basically. Let me know in the comments if you like to pay yourself first or how you prefer to budget. I've been seeing so much on all the different types of ways to budget, and I guess I kind of use a mixture of both. I use the pay yourself first method. I also used a zero-based budget. I also use sinking funds. So your budget can really be whatever works best for you. So find out and try different budgets. This is not how I started budgeting originally. This is just what I've found has worked the best in today for me and my family. So under my fixed expenses, I need to pay one of my TFSA auto payments, which is $50. I also need to pay my RRSP of $25. Now these are my, I'm almost a full month ahead in my bills. So this is actually saving, well, cash stuffing. This actually stays in my account for these ones for March. No, sorry. For February. I'm getting way ahead of myself. For February. So next month I'll be starting to save for all of my March bills. So I like to stay a month ahead. It just another way that I know I'm protected because I do have a variable income. If my income does fluctuate, I know that I've got at least a month of my bills covered. And the other one we're paying from here is my life insurance, which is $24 a month. And altogether, that is $99 worth of fixed expenses, or they're not bills, I guess. They're, yeah, my fixed expenses. So these three all come directly out of my checking account, so I just leave that $99 in there. Same with these two, I actually move them into separate accounts. I have my savings in a different bank account from my main one, and obviously my investing, I was saying, was in my Wealth Simple. So that leaves us, if I take the 99 and subtract it from the 435.66 that was left, I will have $336.66 left to fund all my sinking funds and cash envelopes. So I always just kind of call them sinking funds. I don't carry cash envelopes. I actually have decided to use my credit card. I've gotten comfortable with that. So I do use my credit card each time I'm out and need to make a purchase, but I do have a very good idea of what is in each of my envelopes so I can stay within my budget. And then when I come home every day or every couple days, I reconcile my Visa, look through, see all the transactions I've made, and I pull that money out of my cash envelopes and track it on my cash envelopes I have in my binders. I do that for a few reasons. One, I don't like carrying a lot of cash around with me. Two, I like the safety of if there's a transaction that goes through, like I can look at it, I've got a statement, I've got a running total, I can always look back and see where I've spent my money. Whereas cash, it's easy to spend it and then forget where you've done, like where you've spent that. And the third is the cash back. I am lucky I don't carry very much of a balance on my Visa. I'm trying to pay it down. I had a couple expenses come out late last year, and some family emergencies that I ended up having to rack my Visa up a bit more than I normally would. So moving forward, I'm just going to pay that off, but I like to use my Visa more for the cash back because as long as you don't keep a running balance on it, and having to pay interest on those purchases, it's a nice way to make your purchases earn you a little bit more money. So that's what I choose to do, but that's not for everyone. Some people can't be disciplined enough for that, and that's okay. Again, do what works best for you in your budget. This is just what works best for me. So in my sinking funds, I have a number of sinking funds. So I have my miscellaneous, my gas, my food, school, wellness, my daughter, my son, our fun envelope, gifts, me, clothes, house, vacation, Christmas, photos, and pets. So these are all of the sinking funds I currently have. I, from time to time, will change these depending on what's important and depending on what's most important or what we are knowing is coming up that we'll need. Some of these will get stuffed more than others and vice versa. And sometimes some of these even have like caps on them, like Christmas and photos. Once those get to a certain amount, I won't be funding them anymore. They'll be fully stuffed and they'll just sit until that money is needed. So yeah, again, my sinking funds do change from time to time. You might see that these are the ones I'm using right now and they seem to be working well for me in today's. So this paycheck, we are going to be stuffing $5 into miscellaneous. Gas, I'm going to be putting $25. However, I do know I need to reevaluate what I'm stuffing weekly into my gas envelope. Gas prices just jumped here in Canada where I am. They're like $1.86 right now a liter. And I know that what I'm stuffing is just not cutting it anymore. So you'll probably see this jump up a lot in the next few videos. Food is $25. This isn't for our full groceries. This is for like eating out, side meals and stuff. We don't go out very often. That's one of our things we're trying to cut back on is eating out as much this year. So this has been working actually really well so far in January. I'm really happy with it and I'm hoping for the rest of the year it goes as well as it is. School, I'm going to add $10. Wellness is going to get $10 as well. This, I'm hoping with my next paycheck I can put a little bit more in that. My daughter is about to go get her braces. So we have a few fees that we have to pay to finalize that. So I think we need $500 to get the impressions and all that made or something like that. So I really need to make sure I bulk up wellness for that. My daughter is gonna get $25. She's a dancer and she needs some new shoes, a new skirt, and to pay for her ballet exam. So we have a lot of money that needs to come out of her envelope, but it's got a decent amount in it right now. So I'm very happy with that. My son is getting 10. He has some activities coming up, but his are considerably cheaper, though he's just as busy as she is. His are quite often fundraised as a group, so our costs are quite low towards us, which is nice. In our fun envelope, we're going to put $10. So our fun envelope is for anything extra we want to do. If we want to go to the movies, go to any of the attractions locally, anything like that. Basically anything fun, go bowling, whatever that may be. That's what that fun envelope is for. Gifts, we're going to put $5. In me, I'm going to put $10. Clothes, we're going to put $10. House fund is going to get $5. Vacation is going to get $10. Christmas, we're stuffing $25. Photos is getting $10. And pets is getting $5. So altogether, that'll be $200 in all of our sinking funds. And if we subtract the $200 from the $336.66 we had after our fixed expenses, we will have left $136.66. So after I've paid myself, paid my bills, filled my envelopes, anything that's left over, because I do follow a zero-based budget, then goes to my last two categories. So the last one couple ones I have is debt and savings. So in our debt, like I said, I have my visa and it's carrying a small balance right now. So we're gonna put $50 onto that to get that hopefully completely paid down. We do have other debt in our family. Obviously we have a mortgage and those are things that I am gonna be focusing once I just get my visa paid down. And then we'll be starting to save for those. I'm sure if you've gone and seen my goal video for 2023, you'll see that I want to make at least $1,000 payment, extra payment to our mortgage this year. So that's one of our goals. So after that, we have left $86.66. And so in savings, I have two things that I am currently savings for. So we're doing our 100 envelope savings challenge. And I always, whatever's left over, because in Canada we don't have $1 and $2 bills, any change or anything over a number of 5 or 0, I end up just rolling into my checking account cushion. And if that gets big, then I'll move it over into one of my other savings goals. But yeah. Such a messy writer by the end of this. So in my savings challenge this week, I am going to be stuffing $85. And then that last $1.66 I'm going to leave in my checking account cushion. And that's just there as a buffer in case a bill comes out that I wasn't realizing, or you know, we end up needing to purchase something. We've just got a little bit of extra money in there. I like to keep at least $1,000 at all times in there. So yeah, that it's a little bit, but it adds up. So after that, if we subtract that from the $86.66, we should be left with 0. And that's how I zero out my budget. So every dollar that comes in has a place to go. Like I said, some of these I don't take out of the bank. I just move them within my accounts. But if you come back to my next video, you'll watch me stuff all my sinking funds and my savings challenge with the cash that I have budgeted out for this budget. And yeah, if you have any questions about how I budget, feel free to leave them in the comments. I know my budget is a little different than others because I'm not carrying a load of all the household expenses as much. I get to carry a little bit less of that, and like I said, that's just how my budget is personally. Each person I know is different, but hopefully you can take away something from this that works well for you. And yeah, leave a comment in the comment section if you pay yourself first, or if you like to do all your savings and investings at the end of your budget. Like you can see on mine, I kind of do it both ways. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful January. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching my video to the end. It really means a lot to me. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button, please. It means a lot to me. I hope you have a great rest of your week and have a good day. Bye.